ஓம் ஐந்து கரத்தனை யானை முகத்தனை இந்த நிலம்பிரை போன்ற எயிற்றினை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை குந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. சுக்லாம்பரதரம் விஷ்ணும் சசிவர்ணம் சதுர்புஜம் பிரசன்னவதனம் ध्यायेत् सर्व विघ्नोपशान्तये. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. 12th श्लोका, right? मोघाशा मोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञाना विचेतसः राक्षसीम् आसुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः. It's a beautiful two slokas are there, right? The same Prakriti which what you call binds all of us, the same Prakriti also what you call shows the way to get out of the clutches of Prakriti. So here the first one, Moghashaha. Oh, moga asha. Asha means desire. Moga means, worthless desires, right? Worthless desires. Moga asha. Moga karmani. Well, to fulfill your worthless desires, what do? You do worthless activities. Moga asha. Moga karmana. Okay, moga karmana. Useless activities. Moga jnana. And then they have their own, they create their own discipline. Okay, moga jnana. Okay, all perverted thinking. Vichetasaha, there is no, vichesa means viveka, there is no viveka. They are not able to discriminate between right and wrong, what is dharma and adharma, what is truth and false. None of these things they are able to do. Vichetasaha. Mohini means completely infatuated by the Prakriti. Rakshasim, Asurim, Prakritim. Now, Rakshasi, Asurim, Prakritim. Rakshasi, Rajas, Asurim, Tamas. These are the two aspects of Prakriti. Rakshasim, Asurim, Prakritim, right? The Rakshasa, Rajasic and Tamasic aspects of Prakriti, Shrutaha, they become completely either enormously Rajasic or enormously Tamasic, right? And use the term Rakshasa and Asura to indicate that, isn't it? These are the two aspects of Prakriti. We see that number of people don't think properly. They keep on doing lots of things as it comes. You just see this particular sloka, it explains everything. Moghashaha. My goal is my desire is what you call bad. My desire itself is bad. What is it I want to achieve, right? You want to steal somebody's property or whatever. There are so many things which will be moghashaha. That's my desire. Moghashaha. Mogha karmana. Then what do? A lot of bad activities, right? Mogha karmana. Okay. Mogha jnana. Then what is the mogha jnana? You use your buddhi to find out ways and means by which you do these bad activities to reach a bad goal. No? You don't like what I say. That's what he says about these people. Mogha jnanaha, vichetasaha means they don't discriminate, they don't viveka, there is no viveka in it. Boy, this is right, is it what I should do? Vivek. Mohini means completely infatuated. Rakshasim, Asurim, Prakritim. There are two aspects of Prakriti. One is called Rajasic, the other is called Tamasic. Prakriti, they are completely dominated by the Asuric tendency and also the Rakshasi tendency. Why do they use the feminine here? Because Prakriti is a feminine word. Asurim, Prakritim, Rakshasa, and Shritaha. Shritaha means they support, they take refuge in the entire life is spent in doing, doing adharmic activities. On the other hand, we go to the next sloka. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritaha bhajanti ananyamanasaha jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Again, so now he talks about the Daivim. Daivi means Sattvic. Daivi means here Sattvic. Sattvic aspect of Prakriti. Prakriti is neither bad nor good. It all depends upon which guna you want to take support from. Right? Mahatmanaha to Mahatmana. Mahatma means great individual, great souls, great individual. Okay, Partha, my dear, what do you call Arjuna, too, but, right? Very, very simple. There is nothing, beautifully explained. I mean, I'm really, பாருங்க சார் எவ்வளவு clear-ஆ பண்ணிருக்குவார். Rajasic and Tamasic tendency இருந்தா, you become Rakshasa and Asura. If you got a Sattvic tendency, you become Daivi. Right? Beautifully he describes. Partha to Mahatmanaha, great souls, Daivim Prakritim, the divine aspect of Prakriti, it is sattvic activity, Ashritaha, okay, taking support in that. Again, Prakriti is not bad. Prakriti is the one that is going to give you the, what you call, give you the wherewithal to get out of the cycle. Ashritaha, Ananya Manasa, then without any interest in the, what you call, the Asurikar, the, what you call, Rakshasi tendencies. Bhutadim, right? Bhuta Adi means the source of all the creatures. Avyayam means non-changing or avyayam, unmanifest. Me, Jnatva, they understand me. Bhajanti, they worship me. Now he says Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is possible only for what? Only for those people who are sattvic. Only who got the Daivic tendency, right? Such people, what do? They, without taking interest in the Rakshasa or the Asuric tendencies or activities, they worship me and ultimately reach what is to be achieved. Is it clear? Two slokas are there. These two slokas. One talks about people who are not able to get out of the cycle, and those people who are able to get out of the cycle. Those people who are not able to get out of the cycle do a lot of activities, right? A lot of activities, which is Asurik or what do you call, Rakshasi, Rajasic or Tamasic. Whereas others who become Sattvic, and then what do? They worship the Lord. Who gives this opportunity? This opportunity is provided with the same Prakriti which binds these people, right? It's a question of choosing, right? Which chooses this? My Buddhi is going to choose it. Of all the faculties, of all the 24 tattvas, the one that is most useful is the Buddhi tattva. When my Buddhi tattva is Sattvic, it can take me out of this, what do you call, out of this bondage. If the Buddhi is Rajasic or Tamasic, right, I go through the cycle again and again. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritaha bhajanti ananya manasaha jnatva bhutadim avyayam. They worship me, right? The same thing you can find in the Kriya Yoga portion there, I'm sorry, Karma Yoga, where the thing is, with the sattvic mind, you follow the yogic path and be able to go into samadhi, understand the nature of the self, all those things, whatever is said in yoga, without reference to what you call God, it is there, right? Here, it's a bhakti yoga. You are able, you worship the Lord. Even for worshipping the Lord, you still have to have a sattvic mind. Satatam kirtayantaha mam yatantasya dhrudhavrataha namasyantaha cha mam bhaktya nityayuktaha upasate. Satatam means always. Satata means always. Satatam. Mam means me. Kirtayantaha. They all worship me or talk. You are you familiar with certain movements, right? They you always talk about the greatness of Lord Krishna. So the whole idea is to have the same consciousness, awareness of the of Lord Krishna, right? So that is what he says, Satatam, all the time. Mam kirtayantaha, always talking or singing the praise of me. Kirti means my greatness, right? How do they do that? There are enough number of literature available. You take the Bhagavatam, you read the what you call Mahabharata, where whatever Krishna has done. All these things give you, if you read them over and over again, then naturally the bhakti towards the Lord also increases, right? That's how the olden days they were able to become bhaktimans. Okay, Mam Kirtayantaha, right? You keep on what you call worshipping the Lord, or what you call thinking about the greatness of the Lord. Dhrida means firm. Your mind you become a more and more strong bhaktiman, right? You become a strong bhaktiman, right? Dhrida Yatantaha means then you start working towards what you call realizing the Lord in your own mind. Okay. Bhaktya, Vidyā, with a lot of devotion. Namasyanta means they devote, what you call, Namasya means you surrender to the Lord. Namasyantaha. Nityayuktaha means all the time you practice yoga. Yukta means yoga here. Nityayuktaha, always in a state of yoga. What does that mean? There is very little I will be, what you call, involved in the outside world, right? None of those activities I will be doing. I will be worshipping the Lord all the time. Nityayuktaha mam upasate. Mam means me, upasate. They worship me, right? Right. There are a number of people who worship. I mean, we may think that, they are what is it they are doing? They are wasting their time. What do they contribute to the world? But then each one has got his own goal. I have my own goal, you have your own goal, right? Right? My goal, so for some people, the goal is to do a lot of good to other people, right? That's good. That's a sattvic activity. You collect a lot of dharma, what you call lot of punya, you go to higher worlds, all those things are there. But there are some people, enough is enough. I have done good work for all these lives. Now I want to take care of myself, right? I don't want to be born again. Enough is enough. Yes? Right. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dridhavrataha. That's why nature also provides, you see, not too many people go, there are enough number of people do a lot of activities for the world. Some are good people, do a lot of good work for other people. Some are bad people, do everything for themselves. There are some people who, what you call, create problems for other people. That gives them happiness. It's a mixture of number of people. But only a few people are good in the sense they are dharmic, they want to help other people. They feel happy when they can make other people happy. These are a group of people, they are dharmic people. But then there are some who want to go beyond that. They have done enough of this kind of good work, right? I want to find out the nature of self. I am tired of being born again and again. Okay. ज्ञानयज्ञेन च अपि अन्ये यजन्तः माम् उपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम् अन्ये अपि there are others अन्ये अपि ज्ञानयज्ञेन means the people who follow the path of jnana, as we are going to see, not necessarily bhakti. I want to understand everything with using my buddhi tattva. Jnana-yajnena yajantaha, constantly thinking about it, study, think about it, contemplate, okay? And then they become, the various philosophers. You become a Advaita philosopher, a Visishtadvaita philosopher, or a Sankhya philosopher, right? Jnana-yajnena yajantaha, working towards that. Maam upasate, right? They worship me. Even those people worship me. What do they want? They want, okay, we worship the Lord. What do you want? I want to understand the true nature of the self. I want to know what is the origin of this universe. I want to know how the creation took place. I want to directly experience that. So these are jnana yajna. Jnana yajna, I am, see, there are some people who are happy with doing a lot of activity. There are some people who want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. Constantly, there is a desire to know the truth. Such people also worship me, asking me to give me the necessary, necessary understanding of the truth. Jnana yajnena chap anye yajantaha mam upasate ekatvena pratatvena bahudha vishvato mukam. Yajantaha mam upasate, they worship me, ekatvena pratatvena vishvato mukam bahudha, right? Ekatvena means ekatvena is Advaita, ekatvena is only one, there is only one entity, ekatvena. Pratatvena, there is both what you call Jivatma and Paramatma are different from each other. Pratatvena, Bahuda Vishwatomukam, like that, like that, if you take the Sankhya people, each and every individual has got a separate consciousness. So, like that, different philosophies are there. All of them worship me so that they can understand these philosophies. What are the philosophies? Advaita, Dvaita, and then Visishtadvaita philosophy like Sankhya, Vishwatomukam. Each individual has got a separate consciousness, right? Isn't it? So different philosophies are there. I want to understand that. How do they do that? Such people also approach me, right? Such people also worship the Lord. Give me this particular knowledge. Again, you find it in the Yoga Sutras. Ishvara Pranidhanadva. It's clearly said that. Ishvara, surrendering to the Lord, surrendering to Ishvara, still you can get the knowledge. What does the yogi who follows Ishvara Pranidhana, he is not asking for $1 million or this or that. He is asking, I want to know who really I am. He doesn't even want to know what the nature of the Lord is. None of those things he wants. He doesn't want to know what the Prakriti is. Ishvara Pranidhanadva, I want to know who I am. I want to know who I am. And that knowledge is supposed to be given by worshipping the Lord. So he says, right, there are some people who worship me so that they will be free from the cycle of birth and death. They worship me. There are some people who want to know what the truth is, right? Directly experience that. They are the yogis, right? Yogis are those people who want to directly experience what is happening. Oh, such people also approach me. Jnana yajnena, that activity, constantly thinking about it in a state of yoga. Such people call jnana yogis. Jnana yajna, right? Yajna means activity, right? Constantly thinking, practicing area, what you call getting into samadhi, all those things. Jnana yajnena cha apanye yajantaha mam upasate. Even such people worship me like Ishvara Pranidhana, Ekatvena, Pratatvena, Bahuda Vishwatomukam, right? Different philosophies are there, and they try to understand different philosophies. Aham kraturaham yajnaha swadaham aham aushadham mantraha ahameva ajyam aham agnihi aham hutam. Now he says that one of the things that in the olden days was very important is many people will do what we call yajna. Are you familiar with yajna? We have already seen that. Now he wants to explain, we have already seen that Brahma yajna, we have already seen. Okay, Brahmana hutam, we have already seen that. The similar idea he says here. Aham means I. Kratuhu. Kratu is what we call. Kratu is the what we call is the yajna itself. The name of the name of a simpler what we call simpler yajnas are called kratus. So I am kratu. I am the Agnihotra and all are called kratus. I am kratuhu. Aham yajna. I am also greater yajna. What are the very greater yajnas? Like Raja-Guhya-Yogaḥ, Ashwamedha yajna. Like that, there are a number of other greater yajnas are all mentioned in this. I am also that. I am kratuhu, I am yajnaha, I am swada. I am swada. Swada is what? Okay, swada is another aspect of yajna. Swada aham, aham aushadam, aham aushadam. I am, aushada is what? Aushada is herbs, right? Herb. Aushadam. Mantraha, the mantra is used in yajna also. Aham eva ajyam. Ajyam means whatever is poured into Raj is actually ghee, which is poured into the fire. Aham ajyam, aham agnihi. I am the fire itself. Aham hutam. I am what is poured into the, what you call poured into the yajna, right? Everything I am, only I am in all these things. Okay, this is another aspect he is trying to bring, but in the 4 slokas, 16, 17, 18, and 19, he talks about the previous slokas, right? Previous slokas, what are the various things one can do worshipping the Lord, like Jnana Yajna, or vertical Devim Upasana, or people who don't do that, all these things he has explained. Now he explains it in terms of Yajna, Okay, we'll go to the next one. Pitahamasya jagataha mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram onkaraha riksama yajuhu evacha. Again, in the olden days, these are some of the important things. Pitamahasya, aham eva, I am alone. Asya jagataha, for this entire universe, entire pita means father. Mata, mother. I am the father and mother. There is nothing else. There is only one entity, the Brahman, the Ishvara. So Ishvara becomes both the Mata and Pita, right? For any creation, you need Mata and Pita. So he says both of them are one and the same. It is me who is the Mata and Pita of this universe. Dhata means the one who gives the karma pala. Dhata means I do good activities, I get good results. I do bad activities, I get bad results. Who is the one who gives the karma pala? He is again the Lord himself. Pita, Mata, Dhata, Pitamaha. Pitamaha means that is Pitamaha, my grandfather. It is all my ancestors. All the ancestors that we have are again, it is the Lord himself. Pitamaha. Vedyam. Vedyam means Vedam, Yogyam, Vedyam. That is the only entity that you should know by studying all these Vedas is the Lord himself. Lord either as Ishvara or as Brahman. Is it clear? Vedyam, the entity that is to be realized. What should I know? What should I know? I should know the Brahman. I should know the Lord as Brahman. Pavitra means absolutely pure, right? Absolutely pure, without any blemish whatsoever. And then what is the mantra by which he is known? By Omkara. Again, the Yoga Sutras talks about it, Omkara. By Omkara, whether it is Vedanta or Sankhya or yoga, the mantra that is used is Omkara. Omkara, yes. Omkara, he is Omkara, right? What is the mantra that you use to understand the Lord or the Brahman? Om mantra is the one that is to be used. Rit, Sama, Yajuhu. And then there are 3 Vedas, 4, but then he is talking about 3 Vedas, which are, some people don't accept the 4th Veda. So the 3 Vedas. What are the 3 Vedas? Rig Veda, Sama Veda, and Yajur Veda. Okay, right. So, see, we must read this in the context in which it is written. At that time, yajnas were important. Many people were aware of that. Many people were doing that. And then the Vedas were very important at that time, right? And then worship at that time very important. So from that context, we've got to understand this. Pitamahasya jagataha mata data pitamaha vedyam pavitramomkaraha riksama yajurevacha. Next slogan. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasaha sharanam suhrute prabhavaha pralayaha sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. Again, gatihi means sharanagati, we say, ultimately refuge, right? Ultimately you surrender to the Lord. Gati means refuge. That's why it is called paramagati, the ultimate refuge to all the being. Bharta means the one who supports, or what do you call, not only supports, right? Bharta is the word brew to support. Without that, the other entity. That is why in the old days, Bharta, the husband, is supposed to be important. He is supposed to, take care of the Patni, Bharta. It's not necessarily true now, but then Prabhu means he is the Lord. And then Sakshi means what? Witness, right? Right at this moment, he as an individual Atma, the Brahman is watching everything that is going on in this wonderful mind, right? Right. Sakshi, Nivasaha means ultimate refuge where you reach him. Sharana means again where you refuge. Sukriti means what? Friend. He's a friend, right? You can talk to the Lord as a friend, right? Again, there is again the message that you find in the in the Bhagavad Gītā. The Lord is a friend to Arjuna, right? If he can be a friend to Arjuna, he can be a friend to all of us also. Suhrite, Prabhavaha, he is the source of the entire universe. Prabhavaha, Pralayaha, he is the one where ultimately everything is going to merge. Sthana means in between, in between. He is the one who supports this entire universe. Nidhana means, the entire source of this universe. You get so many things. Water, earth, water, air, all these things are provided by what? By Prakriti, and then that comes from the Lord. Nidhana, Avyaya. Avyayam Bijam. Avyaya means Avyaya means which does not decay, and Bijam is the source. He is like a seed for this entire universe. These are the way to think of the Lord. These are the ways to think of the Lord, right? How do you develop bhakti? You have respect for somebody if you know the greatness of an individual. Similarly, if I want to have bhakti, I must know about the Lord. Otherwise, I won't have bhakti. Merely saying that if you don't worship the Lord, He will punish you. That is the wrong way. Bhakti means what? Love. Bhakti means devotion, right? So for that to develop, these are the various things one has to know. गतिर्भर्ता प्रभु साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुहृते प्रभवः प्रलयः स्थानं निदानं बीजमव्ययम् तपामि अहं वर्षं निगृह्णामि उत्सृजामि च अमृतं च इव मृत्युश्च सदसच्च अहम् अर्जुन again Arjuna, right? Aham tapami, right? Through sun I give you warmth. Right? Where did the sun come from? Sun came from Prakriti, and Prakriti came from the Lord. So he says, I gave sun so that you get heat. Without sun, there is nothing. No heat is possible. Agni also depends upon the sun. So the source of all warmth is the sun. Arjuna, aham tapami, I give you warmth. That is necessary. You have got to maintain a good, comfortable temperature. Aham tapami, aham varsham, right? I also give another important, necessity for us, which will be water. Aham varshami, I give you water through rain. Aham varshami, utsrujami, right? Aham varsham utsrujami, I make rain. I make rainfall. Utsrujami. Nigranami, I also control. See, there are two things. If there is no rain, that is problem. If it is too much rain, it is problem, right? So this is what is, I give controlled amount of rain, right? The two things are anavrishti, ativrishti. Anavrishti means there is no rain, drought. Ativrishti means flooding, right? Both of them are not good. Nigranami, amrutam. Amrutam means amruta. Amruta means Amrita means immortality. What is the immortality here? Attaining the nature of the Lord, or attaining, understanding the nature of the self. That is called Amrtatva. Then Amrtatva, I give Amrtatva, right? If a yogi or a Sankhya or a Bhaktiman is able to think of the Lord, worship the Lord, and achieve Amrtatva, or what you call immortality, then that is given by me. I give it that. On the other hand, Mrityu Hocha, and then all other people die. Everybody dies, right? Even that is what you call through Prakriti. I make this death also come to pass. Satya, asatya. Sat means what? In the universe, there are good things and also bad things. Both of them are created by me, right? Sat, asatya. Is it clear? Ahameva. Right. We go to the next one. Vidyā mam somapaha pūtapāpa yajñērištva svargatim prārtayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyān divi deva bhogan. Trividaha mean people who are the Vedic scholars. In Vedas, what does it give? Vedas mainly talks about the what you call going to heaven, avoiding going to the other world. All these things are explained in that Trividaha. At the same time, there is one more portion which does not talk about going to that portion is known as the Upanishad portion. But by and large, the Vedas are mainly concerned about what are the various things that you have got to do to go to different what you call different worlds, right? And these different worlds, you stay there for a while, and then your karma bundle will push you down. You continue with this cycle. That is what bulk of the Vedic. Only thing is, it tries to give you a higher level of happiness in the future. But to that extent, they are useful. But if you want to get out of this cycle, then you go to the Upanishads and other philosophies. So Trividaha, the three types of Vedas, Yajñehi, with the various yajñas. In fact, according to some Vedas, there are 400 different heavens and hundreds of yajñas are there. Ashwamedha, Rāja-Guhya, Pashumedha, like the number of Naramedha, number of yajñas are mentioned. Mam Ishtva, through that Mam Ishtva, and Somapaha. Somapaha means there is another yajna called Soma Yajna, where they drink the juice of Somalata, right? Soma Yajna. There are Somayajis. Have you heard of Somayajis? Somayaji, you know Somayaji, who acted in this movie? What is that movie? What's that movie? A very famous movie. The actor's name is Somayaji. Somayajulu. No, I forget the name of this movie. நான் பார்த்து நாளைக்கு சொல்றேன் சார். Okay. Somayaji is a very well-known name, right? Especially in Andhra Pradesh. They do Soma Yajna, right? That Soma Yajna. So that's what he says. There's a famous Yajna. Those people who family by is the whole family, they are Somayaji. They do this. They are experts in the Soma Yajna.
Soma is the elixir.
Sir?
Soma is the drink of the devas.
இல்லை இருக்கு, பட் சோம யஜ்ஞம்னு ஒரு யஜ்ஞம் இருக்கு, வேர் தே யூஸ் தேர் இஸ் அ லதா, தேர் இஸ் அ creeper called Somalata. They take this juice and that is made an offering to this. But some people drink that and then they get intoxicated. That's a different story. But then the main thing is they offer this to the Agni into Soma. Somapaha, that is who drink the Soma, then Puta Papaha, then they get released from all the papas they have done. Swargatim, then they go to heaven. Prartayante, they what do you call, they want to go to heaven. That's what they do. Te Punyam Surendra Lokam, they such people. Punyam Surendra Lokam. Surendra means what? Suras are devas. Asura is what do you call, demons. Suras are Surendra Lokam. Sura and Indra. Indra is the what do you call, Indra is the lord of the. So they go to Indra Loka, Surendra Lokam. Okay, Devendra Loka, Asadhya, they reach that Surendra Loka. Divi means in Swarga itself. Divyam Deva Bhogana. Divya means divine, Deva Bhogana, the various particular enjoyments in heaven, they enjoy that. Ashnunte, they experience, right? Some people do that, right? Trividamam, that is people who follow the three yajnas, three Vedas, which contains by and large the various yajnas, various religious rites. They do that, and then he gives a few examples. They go to the Indraloka. The ultimate is the Indraloka. If you do 100 Ashwamedha yajna, they are supposed to go to Indraloka. There's a story I want to tell you that. Would you want to listen to the story? I think, yeah, I'll tell you a story. Okay? Just a story. Please listen to the story. Right? A king, a king, he wanted to become an emperor. If a king wants to become emperor, what should he do? He should do Ashwamedha yajna, right? The basic approach is, rather than fighting with the the neighboring countries, what you do is you take a thoroughbred and then do everything. There is a yajna done, and then it is driven out of the country, and then the king's army follow that. The ashwa being the horse will go through the neighboring countries. It may go a considerable distance. They'll be followed by followed by the king's army. Then, after some time it will return. So when it goes through the different, different countries, if those the people are the king of that particular country, they have a choice. Either you fight with them, and then drive them back, or you surrender to them. In that condition, what they do is the emperor will continue to make you give you power to rule the country, but still under the thumb of the emperor. Emperor is above the king. They will still be kings, but will be under you have got to accept the sovereignty of the emperor. So if they accept that, some people, they don't want to be they don't want to be subjects to the neighboring countries. In fact, by and large, the neighboring countries used to have a very, very, very unfriendly relationship. So anyway, over a period of time, if you do one Ashwamedha yajna like this, you become an emperor. And then during your lifetime, if you are able to do 100 Ashwamedha yajna, the story is, after at the time of your death, you go to the you go to Indraloka. You become the Indra. Indra is the lord of the all the devas. So there is nothing higher than that if you want to go along this hierarchy. So a fellow who does all these yajnas, and then the king, he becomes an emperor, and then does 100 Ashwamedha yajna. At the end of his life, he goes straight to the heaven, and then he is made the Indra. The previous Indra is thrown out, and this fellow becomes the Indra. As soon as he goes there, right, he says, vertical. He says that the heaven, the Indraloka, it's not properly done. I got to change this, I got to change that. That's what you do when you buy a new house. You got to change everything, right? Immediately. I want this, make it worse, right? Anyway, he started asking. There is a the divine architect called the Vishwakarma. So he called him and then said, change this pillar, change the roofing, must have 4 entry domes or whatever, all sorts of things. Then Vishwakarma, he's a great architect, but at the same time, listening to this fellow, he became completely what? Completely disillusioned. And one day he doesn't go to work, right? He sits under a tree, and then, just a story. He sits under a tree, and then he's very unhappy. He doesn't want to go to work because this is crazy. Whatever he says is crazy, right? It is not according to simple principles of architecture. How can you talk to this fellow? He was only a king running around winning, Ashwamedha. Anyway, after some time, sitting there, one day he didn't go to work. At that time, a sage came along, and then he was passing by. He asked this Vishwakarma, why is it he's not going to work? What is wrong with you? He said, no, I can't work with this fellow, but I can't go anywhere. This is my job. I have to be here. I am trying to take just a day off so that, I can think a little more clearly. Then he said, don't worry, I will take you. Then he takes Vishwakarma to the king. I'm sorry, to Indra at that time. And then asked he asked Indra, of course, the Indra was very happy to see the sage. Naturally, in the olden days, the kings liked the sages. They used to treat them with a lot of respect, not like these days. So he goes there, and then as soon as he goes there, Indra was very happy. Then, gave him all the respects, and then asked him. Then the sage asked him one simple question. What is it you are doing? You keep on, yes, this is no good, this Vishwakarma is no good, right? this is not the way. We have to completely change the heaven. This is not heaven, right? It should be completely more what do you call, maybe. Anyway, so at that time, what happened in that hall, hall or the place, okay, there was a small crevice, in the corner. And then, an army of ants started coming out one by one. And then, so the sage pointed out that army of ants coming out of that little hole, and then asked the Indra to have a look at that. You know what is going on. Then he immediately became angry. Asked Vishwakarma to close all the holes. I don't want the palace to be like this, right? Then the sage said, no, I asked you to look at it not to find fault with Vishwakarma. There is something more I want to tell you. Do you know what these creatures, these ants were? No, they are just ants. No. You know what were they? You know what they were before they became ants? He said, no, they were all Indras before that. They were all Indras before they became ants. Once they completed their vertical punya as Indra, they fell down and then became ants. Okay. So this is your future, right? So don't waste your time. Try to have good life, enjoy your life, and then go away. So the whole idea is this is all limited. That's the whole idea. So then immediately he asked the sage, right? In that case, okay. Then he took the advice of the said that going through Ashwamedha and becoming Indra is not the end in the cycle. And then the sage advised him to Atma Jnana, understand the nature of the self. So he continued to remain as Indra, but still he was able to contemplate upon the nature of self and ultimately got released. He didn't become an ant, right? That's the story. Okay, why did I say that? Because I wanted to tell you a story. Let us see. There's something relevant here. Yeah. Okay, that's what we have. The 20th sloka. Trivida mam somapaha putapapa yajnaihi ishtva swargatim prartayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam ashnute divyan divi deva bhogan. They enjoy life there, and then what happens to them? Tam bhuktva, the 21st sloka. Tam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्म मनुप्रपन्नाः गतागतं कामकामाः लभन्ते. This is the result of going to heaven. What does it say? Those people who have gone to heaven, tam vishalam swargalokam, tam, that vishala means, okay, what you call great swargaloka, living in that great heaven, swargaloka, bhuktva, having enjoyed life in Swargaloka, punya kshine, once the bundle, what you call the punya, so it's like a bank balance. If you keep on spending money, what happens? It reduces. After some time, there is nothing. So here also, there as an Indra or a Swargaloka, you can't do any punya karma. So you only use all your punya karma until the punya karmas are completely exhausted. Punya kshine, when all the punya are completely exhausted, Martyaloka means Mrityu means death. Martyaloka means they come back to the earth, and become you and me. Vishanti, they become human beings. Human beings are come to the what you call Martyaloka, where you not necessarily human being, they can take any form, and ultimately, okay, they reach, they die. Evam Trayi Dharma, okay, Evam in this way, Trayi Dharma, whatever is mentioned in the Vedas about going to heaven, Trayi Dharma, Anuprapannaha, those who follow this, Kama, I mean, okay, I want to go to heaven, I want to be happier in the next Janma. I have another story, but I don't want to tell you that. Kama, they become completely infatuated with the pleasures of going to heaven. Gatagatam, and then they go up and down, right? You stay there for a while, come down, and then do further punya karma, go up and come down, right? Clearly, this is anti-Veda. He says this is not the way to go about, right? Then we have got the last portion of the Vedas, which is the Upanishad. In Upanishad, right, they themselves say, right, these are good, but not good enough. Ananyaha chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Ananyaha, that is not being a stranger or not being what do you call, not being devotee of the Lord. Ananyaha, mam, me, chintayantaha, constantly thinking about me, worshipping me. Ananyaha chintayantaha, ye janaha, those people. Pari upasate, completely worship me. Upasana means to work. Pari upasate. Nitya abhiyuktanam. What does it mean? Abhiyukta means union. Abhiyukta means constantly thinking of the Lord. So they use the term yogi here. Yukta here refers to yogi. Constantly in a state of bhakti yoga. Tesham yogakshema. Tesham their yogakshema. What is the yogakshema? Yogakshema in Artham. What is the yogakshema? Yogakshema, aham vahami, I give yogakshema to them. Yoga is not, yoga, yeah, that is right. In this context, yoga is, what do you call it? Aprapya prapanam yogam. Aprapya prapanam yogam, ability to reach something which you are normally not able to do, right? Aprapya prapanam yogam. So such people achieve something which is normally not worldly happiness, right? Suddenly I become very rich, suddenly I become very famous, suddenly I write a book, everybody likes it. So that kind of a unexpected lift in your life, that's called yoga. Kshema is what? You are at a particular level, you maintain that particular level. Kshema means, suddenly what happens, many people, you put all your money in a third-rate bank and then the bank collapses. What happens? Everything is gone, right? It happens quite often. So kshema is ability to, what do you call, kshema is a state where you don't fall down from your position. It can be what call it can be money wise, or it can be what do you call it, prestige or position wise. All these things will come under kshema, right? Yoga kshema vahamyaham. I give such people, all those people who worship me, okay, such people, yoga, I give them what do you call it, a lift in their life, and also kshema, see that they don't fall down from their position. So worship of the Lord is for yoga kshema. That's another thing. Yepi anya devata bhaktaha yajante shraddhaya anvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Right. Now he says that this is another famous saying. Again, you got Ishta Devatas, right? I like a particular deity. Different people like different deities, right? So even then, it does not matter. Bhakti to any deity is okay with me because ultimately all of them are supposed to reach me. Kaunteya. See, even in Bhakti, there's a lot of information is available. See, even though it may not be, it may not be, I don't know. This gives a lot of information, right? Everybody says that I have faith in God and all that, but a lot more information has to be known, right? It's that they're very straightforward. They're not. They don't ask you to. I don't know. Just normal life. Have faith in the Lord. Do simple things, right? Only thing is have faith in the Lord. That's about all. Yepi anya devata bhaktaha yajante shraddhaya anvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Kaunteya means Kunti's son Arjuna. Shraddhaya anvitaha with full of shraddha or earnestness. Ye bhaktaha, those what do you call devotees. Anya devataha, anya means other, right? They may follow Shiva, they may follow what you call Shakti, they may follow Sun, they may follow what you call, they may follow Vinayaka, they may follow. There are, in fact, in the olden days, 6 forms of worships were considered to be acceptable. Ganapatya, Shakta, Shaiva, Vaishnava, Kaumara, and Saurya. These are the 6 forms of worship. So it doesn't matter whichever forms. That is why we have in the Yoga Sutras, Yata Abhimata Dhyanadva. Yata Abhimata Dhyanadva. So, okay, here, okay, Kaunteya, Shraddhaya Anvitaha, those people who are firmly, earnestly, Ye Bhaktaha, those, what do you call, those devotees, Anya Devataha, like Shiva or Shakti, okay, Anya Devataha, api yajante, even they worship other gods, worship as God. They appear, even such people, avidhi purvakam, even though they will follow a different type of routine. Unlike in a Vaishnava, they follow a different type of routine. They call it avidhi-purvakam. It is not according to the Vaishnava philosophy, if you want to call it, or their rules. Avidhi-purvakam mam eva janti. I consider them to be worshipping me alone, even though they may worship other. So there is a famous saying is there. There's a mantra that we use in our daily routine. Akashat patitam toyam yada gacchati savaram sarvadeva namaskaraha Shri Keshavam pratigacchati. Every day this mantra is chanted. Akashat means from space. Patitam falling. Toya means water drops. Toyam. Yada, the same way. Gacchati reaches Sagara. Finally, all of them reach the Sagara, or they fall in the earth, and slowly over a period of time they may either in the form of a river they go through, or underground water. Ultimately they reach the we reach the source, which is the ocean. Akashat patitam toyam idagachitam sarvadeva namaskara. You may worship any devata. Sarvadeva namaskara Shri Keshavam pratigacchati. Ultimately Keshava is Krishna. Keshavam pratigacchati. It's a very famous prayer, people chant every morning. Akashat patitam toyam yada gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaraha Shri Keshavam pratigacchati. Shri Keshavam pratigacchati Om Namayiti. Right. Yajante te api, such people also avidhi-purvakam mam eva yajanti. I consider them to be worshipping me. I make no distinctions, right? I make no distinction. I give whatever that particular the devata is supposed to give. I provide all that is to be done. So don't worry if you are a Shaivite. I am not against it. If you are okay, that's it. Because normally people lower level, they try to say you are Shaiva, you don't come near me. I am Vaishnava, don't come. He says no. I don't make any distinction irrespective of what your orientation is. I, as the Lord, will give you whatever, because the bhakti is more important than whom you worship. Aham hi sarvayajnanam bhokta cha prabhurev cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena ataha chavanti. He, surely, aham eva, I alone, sarvayajnanam, all these rituals, all these yajnas, rituals, bhokta cha prabhu, bhokta means the God to whom everything is offered, prabhu, Lord also, right? But those people, mam tatvena, tatvena means correctly, na abhijananti, they don't understand me correctly. Ataha chavanti, that's why they fall down, right? The whole idea is, irrespective of which deity you worship, ultimately everything goes to the Lord. You have got to understand it. That's what he says. It doesn't matter whom you worship. Ultimately, I am the Prabhu who controls everything. Here we go to the 25th sloka. Yanti devavrata devane pitrun yanti pitruvrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinaha api mam devavrataha. Different devatas they worship different devatas. Devane yanti, they reach those devatas, right? You reach Kailasha, you reach the different abodes of the various lords. Devani yanti pitruvrataha. There are people in the olden days, they used to worship you do the regular what you call pitruyajna, you do the various different religious activities for the pitrus, right? Like the tarpana and all those things. Yanti pitruvrataha, those who worship the pitrus, pitrun yanti, they go to the pitruloka, right? Pitruloka. Bhutejyaha, bhutas, smaller bhutas, right? Smaller deities, right? Bhutaha, bhutani yanti, they reach those, those bhutas. Madhyajanaha, on the other hand, mati means me, yajanaha, people who worship me, mam api yanti, they ultimately reach me, right? So he says that, okay, it is perfectly all right to get whatever you want, worship the various lords, I will give you whatever is required, whatever you want. But then, ultimately, if you want to reach me, you got to worship me. Yanti deva vrata devani pitrun yanti pitru vrata, because there are a number of what you call different worship systems are there, different worship systems are there. Okay, it's perfectly all right. So long you what you call whatever you aspire for, those things I will give you. But then if you want to ultimately cross the what you call transcend the samsara, then you got to worship me. Yanti devavrata devane pitrun yanti pitruvrataha bhutani yanti bhutejyaha yanti madhyajinaha apimam. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upakritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. He says, worship me is very, very simple. No, it's not a very complicated. No, you don't have to do yajnas and all that. Simple. Yaha, whosoever may to me, bhaktya with devotion, patra means leaf. Usually we talk about the tulsi leaf, right? That is offered to the Lord. Have you seen the, what do you call, basil leaf? Basil leaf, right? That is said to be very, the one that is generally offered to Vishnu or Krishna, basil leaf, patram. Pushpa means a flower. I think there are certain flowers which are very dear to the Lord. Patram, pushpam, phala, again fruit, small, very inexpensive fruit. Patram, phalam, toya. Toya means nothing else. Just pour what you call a spoon of water, a udarani of water, right? Krishnaya namaha. Just pour a small amount of water and he is happy. Toyam prayachati. Okay, it's prayachati. Though if anybody gives me that, give me the tulsi leaf or a udarani of water. You go to the temple, that's what they give. They give you back one. And also if they have a few flowers, they give you that as a prasada, right? Prayachati. Aham prayatatmanaha with a pure heart. Okay. Bhakti upakrita given to me with bhakti, tat ashnami, that I partake. Whatever you give, what do you call, tulsi leaf or a little bit of water, a flower, or whatever you give, I take it with, I take it, right? I take it from you, right? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upakritam ashnami prayatatmanaha yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhoshi tadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Right? He said that surrender everything to me. Right? Again, we say this mantra every day. Kayena vacha manasa indriyarva buddhyatmana va prakrite स्वभावात् करोमि यत्यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायण इति samarpayami. Again, the same thing. Prakritiya, right? The meaning is very, very straightforward. Whatever you have read here is mentioned in this sloka. Kayena vacha manasa trikarana kaya vacha. In fact, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra also, Patanjali's sloka also, what you call, yogena chittasya padena vacha malam sharirasya, the trikaranas. Yogena chittasya malam, chitta means my mind, mala means impurities, chittasya malam, padena vacham, speech, pada means words, mala impurity, ungrammatical speech. Okay. Padena vacham, malam sharirasya, impurities of the body. These are the three activities all of us do. Activity with your speech, activity with your body, and activity with your mind. So these three are the important things. Once these three activities of human beings are good, such a community is going to be good. So according to the Patanjali story, the Lord Shiva was completely unhappy with the three activities of the human being. So he sent Patanjali to organize everything. So he came and wrote 3 books, right? 3 books. What are the 3 books? Yoga. You wrote a book for yoga, which is for the mind. You wrote a book on Charaka Samhita for medicine, for the health of human beings. And also the third one, Mahabhashya, for a text on Sanskrit grammar. So these are the 3 things he created, right? Okay, so here the Trikarana, and then we do a lot of activities, Kayena, with our body, a lot of activities every day. Vacha, we speak a lot of things. Manasa, with your mind, we think a lot. Manasa, Kayena Vacha, Manasa, Indriyarva, with the Indriyas we do. Manasa, Indriyarva, Buddhyatmanava, with the thinking, you think a lot of. Prakriti, Swabhavat, all of them are due to the Swabhava or the nature of Prakriti. Because these are all Prakriti's acting, not the Purusha's acting. Prakriti, Swabhavat, Karomi Yatete, whatever I do, whatever is done, Sakalam Parasme, all of them, ultimately I surrender to the Lord. So this is the idea that you find here. Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yat juhoti, tadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Kaunteya, Kunti's son, that is Arjuna, yat karoti, whatever you do, yat ashnati, whatever you do, that is again, whenever you eat, then there is a, you say, it is in every community, you say a short prayer to the Lord and then partake whatever you want to eat. Kaunteya, yat karoti, whatever you do, yat ashnasi, whatever you eat, yat juhoti, whatever you offer in the homa, yat dadasi, okay, whatever you give as charity, yat tapasyasi, whatever, tapas here supposed to be, what do you call, tapas is spiritual activity, maybe yoga here, tat madarpanam kurushva, that madarpanam offer it to me. Okay, everything, whatever you do, you make it as an offering to me, right? Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yajjuhoshi, tadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Okay, this is good. This is what you call, this is clearly in that mantra. They make it into ritual every day. We say this mantra after you do your all pujas that you do. Ultimately, you say this particular mantra. We go to the next one, 28. Shubha Ashubha Paraihi Evam Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi Sanyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimuktaha Mam Upaishyasi. Evam, in this way, as described in the previous shlokas. Shubha Ashubha Palaihi. Shubha means good, Ashubha means not good. Ashubha Palaihi, the results of various activities. Some are good, some are not so good. Karma Bandhanaihi, and the the karma bundle that you add to karma bandhanehi, right? Karma bandhanas give you Shubha and Ashubha vertical results, right? Moksha say you are going to be completely released from that. Once you make an offering to the Lord, that all the karma goes to Him. They are not going to be in your karma bundle. Both good and bad actors. Once all these things go away, there is no karma bundle. Once there is no karma bundle, you are able to reach the Lord. Moksha say you are completely released from sannyasa yoga, yuktatma, sannyasa yoga. Sannyasa yoga means what? You give up everything. Like in yajna, you give up everything. Whatever you do, you offer it to the Lord, right? You offer it to the Lord. Sannyasa, you give it up. Like a yajna. Vimuktaha, completely released from the, what you call, the bondage, the results of the karma. Mam upaishyasi, right? Ultimately, you will reach me because there is no karma bundle to take you to the next karma. So you still have to do a lot of practice. Whatever you do, make it as an offering to me. So much. So your karma bundle, if you don't put any money in your bank, you are not going to have anything. Why? Everything that you get, supposing you give it as charity or make it to the Lord, there is nothing. There is nothing to worry about. Don't do that. Samoham sarvabhuteshu namaidvaishyah asti na priyah ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayite teshu cha pyaham aham I sarvabhuteshu in all creatures samaha means right. This is an assurance, right? It doesn't make any distinction. Anybody can be a bhakti yogi. Anybody can be a bhakti. It is not Narada is higher or somebody else is lower. No, absolutely. There is no distinction between these two. Anybody can become a bhakti. Anybody can understand the nature of the self. Anybody can become a yogi. All of them are still there. All of them, everyone is capable. Every chitta is capable of achieving what we call chitta vritti nirodha, right? Modham kshiptam modham kshiptam ekagram nirodha. Every buddhi, every chitta is capable of achieving samadhi and also nirodha samadhi. Every human being is capable of achieving what we call developing bhakti and ultimately reach the Lord. So that's what Samaha aham sarva bhuteshu. For all for all creatures, I am equal, right? Anybody can approach me, right? I am nobody higher or lower so far as approaching me, right? Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshi asti na priyaha na dveshyaha na asti. I don't what do you call, I don't hate anybody. I don't what do you call, have preference for somebody, right? Partiality is not there. Dveshyaha asti na priyaha. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya. Anybody who worships me with devotion, and love. Aham, I. Sarva bhuteshu, for all creatures. Samaha means equal. I don't what do you call, prefer anybody over the other. Me to me, na dveshyaha, na priyaha asti. I don't hate anybody. I don't what do you call. I'm see. His devotees may have what do you call, hatred or as other people. So that the Lord is concerned, he doesn't hate anybody, nor does he what do you call, have preference for somebody. Ne priyaha. Ye whosoever to but mam bhaktya, anybody who worships me with the devotion, bhajanti te mayi cha aham api. So such people, I am in them and they are in me. There is a bondage between the Lord and the individual devotee, right? Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshyaha asti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham. We'll take one more shloka. अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते माम् अनन्यभाक् साधुरेव स मन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः saduracharaha means the people who durachara mean who go along the bad path. Duracharaha ananya bhak, but at the same time ananya bhak, there are a number of stories. For instance, you take the story of what do you call it? Take the story of Valmiki. Valmiki was a hunter, right? He was a hunter. Of course, hunting is hunter. He was a robber. Robber, right? He used to rob people who go along the in the forest alone and all that. See, and ultimately he became, he changed. He changed. So duracharaha, suduracharaha api. Ananya bhak, when such people without thinking any other thought, mam bhajate, if they become my devotees, bhajate, saha sadhuhu eva. Such an individual is considered to be a sadhu. Sadhu means a pious person. Sadhu, right. Because saha samyak vyavastita. Such an individual has completely determined that I should be approached, he should become a devotee of me. Until then, whatever bad things he would have done, that is not going to bother. The moment an individual changes and becomes my devotee, there is nothing to worry about. He need not worry about the past, right? Right. I think we'll stop at this point. Om Vanamali Gadi Shargi Shangi Chakri Chanandaki Sriman Narayano Vishnurvasudevo Virakshatu Ignesha Chuta Govinda Madhavananda Keshava Krishna Vishnu Rishi Kesha Vasudeva Namostute Shankar Chakra Gada Pani Srimadvarakan Nilaya Chuta Govinda Pundali Kaksha Rakshama Sharanagatam Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Oh, thank you.